Hi, Dave Miller here. We're going to be assembling our new Storm Trooper. When we're done, it should look like this. I can set this aside for a minute. First thing you want to do is lay everything out on a nice big flat table, like so. I got all the straps and all the hardware over there. First thing I want to do is remove this, what is the feeder spacer. Won't need that until later. Okay, then we want to orientate this right. See these, this little perforation here? We want that to be down on where it goes in. We want it to be down on the table. So where it kind of pooches out on the other side, we want that to be up. Now then, we're gonna pre-bend all these seams, bend them both ways. And these, near these holes, we'll make sure you do them like so. Actually, I shouldn't move this around, so I'm bending it over the edge. I'll do that too. See all this? Maybe. Just bend them both ways. It's going to make it a little easier. And this is very critical, this flap here on this side. Okay, now we're going to try and fold up the top first. Got a one-piece top here. Do that a couple times. I'm hoping you can see that okay. Yeah. And this edge here, this flap here on the top, you want to do real good both ways a couple times to get that to go right. Okay. You'll notice there's two lines of perforations here. That's important to get that on both sides. Get both of those perforations to fold over like that. Like that. And then these are the little legs. Okay, fold this up like that. And fold those over it. That little tab fits in there, and that tab fits in there. Okay, the first parts you're going to use, are the bobby pins. And those are going to go, let's see this, I'm trying to do this one so you can see it. We're going to go in just to hold that down, like that. Okay, that's the top. It's going to go over like that. So this is the other top. Now we're going to flip around this way. This is the bottom. Go up like that, and over like that. And this go up like that, and this goes inside. And there's little, you get 4 screws, 4 buttons. Sorry about the back of my head. Okay, the screw I'm going to poke in these little X's, and the button has a little extrusion on it that's going to go up into this hole. So I'm going to stick push a screw through this X, right through the very center of the X. Important you get it in the center. My screwdriver here. And then I'm going to hold the little button here. And then I want to be able to see that screw go in the hole. Oop, I dropped it. I'll do that again. Don't tighten it real tight. I want to get all of them in there first. And this top one, there's a, it's not actually a hole, it's a U-shaped slot. We'll talk about that later when we put the frames in. If you push the screw all the way through, you can see the point of the screw go into the hole of the button. Drop the button. Sorry about this. Top of my bald head. Here's the last one. Okay, now before you tighten them all, you want to make sure these edges are parallel. You don't want to have it skewed off that way. And then you can tighten it down. Just hold the button from the inside. You might want to use pliers to hold the button, or not. I'm not using pliers, it's not too bad. And just tighten them pretty much as you can, but not over tighten them. So the screw just sinks down into the plastic a little bit. There's a little scrap piece that didn't come out. Okay, now we can put the bottom together. And I'm gonna bend this top up just to get it out of the way. And bend this one down, just to get it out of the way. And up like that. This big wide flap goes down first, and then the two end flaps go like that. And then this other side flap with this tab just pushes down in. Just snap it right down in like that. It locks in place. Now, we can close all of this, and we're ready for the straps. Well, no, let's put the frame rest in first. Frame rest in the mix. There's a third bobby pin you can put in here to hold this in if you want. Well, not really necessary. Or you can use it for the door. We'll talk about that later. And the frame rests go in the same way. You can actually push the screw right through the center of the cross or X. And again, just a turn or two. There's no button, there's a hole in the frame rest. Just a turn or two to make sure everything lines up right. And you can look inside. See, I don't know if you can see that. You can look inside to see that it goes in the hole. It's easy to miss the hole. Now then, we want to make sure they're fairly level. There, that looks good. So we'll tighten that down. Once again, tighten them pretty tight so the screw head pulls into the plastic material a little bit. Don't over tighten it when you're stripping out the screws. Same thing, other end. See the holes? The screw has to go in that hole. And like I say, you can see that. See that the point goes in the hole and then screw it. Let's get it started. Don't do it all the way because you want to see the screw go in the other two holes. Like I said, it's easy to get it outside the hole and it feels like it's tightening down, but it's not. It has to be in the hole. Okay, once again, and look, yep, pretty well straight. If you get all the screws in the center of those crosses, it's going to be straight. Okay. Yep, got an extra screw. Now we're going to do the vent disc. This has a button also. Screw in a button. Same thing. Except this is a hole. It's an actual hole for the screw, not a cross. Again, tighten that down pretty good so it's snug, and that's your ventilation. Okay, now we're going to do the straps. And how I like to do the straps is lay it this way. So this is going to come up about halfway. Stretch it out. You got to open this so you can see what you're doing inside. Feed it through this slot. Back out through the other slot. Pull it through so it's about like that. Same thing, other end. This helps hold the flaps in the bottom together and flat on the bottom. And of course holds the top down, and you can use it to secure it to a tree or your stand or whatever. Hold that down. Bring this over. And the way I like to do this, I hope you can see this, as I undo the, hoping you can see that. Release that, hold it the same way, put the strap through that slot, the one closest to the prongs, and then back up through the top slot. And pull it an inch and a half or so. And then you can snap them. And I tighten them by pulling on the bottom one. That way you don't have a lot of, this just hangs down, it doesn't flap in the wind or anything. Same thing on the other side, other end. If you don't like the position, you can pull it through like that. There you go. Done. Thank you very much. Check us out on Beetlejail.com, and we'll also have another video of how to set it up. Oh, I got that twisted. We can fix that. How to set it up in a tree and put your frames in and and get them out and all that. Thank you very much.